You have to know what normal looks like for your body. Get acquainted with your vulva. I want you to be able to recognize your vulva in a lineup. It is painful to me that for some women, a man had to first see what they had in between their legs before they did. How do you know your vulva is normal if nobody has ever shown you what normal actually looks like? You see, the thing is, for most women, the first time they ever actually looked at their vulva is because they were worried that something was wrong. They had questions like, is it too dark? Are you sure it's not too long? Is it uneven? Is it different? Different from what? Are you sure my vulva is normal? Normal in comparison to what? Before you compare two things, there has to be a standard. The question is, what is that standard? What are you looking at to second guess if your vulva is actually normal? Have you asked? Well, that's the question we are going to be answering in today's video. Anyways, this is part 2 of a 2-part evidence series that I have been making about this topic. So I promised 4 different evidence, all coming from different directions, but pointing to one core message and one conclusion. So in part 1, I shared the first 2 evidence, and number 1 was a study that was carried out in 50 women that made natural variation in our vulva impossible to ignore. And then the second evidence was the official statement of the International Federation of Gynecology and Obstetrics, their official statement about this same topic. And then today I am sharing the final 2 evidence. So if you haven't seen part 1, don't worry, you can absolutely watch this one first and still get the message. But if you'd like to see part 1 afterwards, which I'd advise you do, I'll leave it linked below. Now let us begin with something that I wish every woman knows exists. I mean every woman, be it a younger, middle-aged or an older woman. It is my wish that you all know about this. There is a resource online called Labia Gallery. And yes, it is exactly what it sounds like. A collection of real photographs of real vulvas. I said real, yes. Real vulvas from real women. Regular women, not actresses, not models, just regular, real women of different ages, different skin tones, body types, shape, size, all of these photographs without editing or filters. Here it is. Now, hold on. Now you're going to scroll and you're going to get to view Labia Gallery. Don't worry, we're going to get there. I'm going to scroll through it right now so you can see for yourself. But I'm also going to leave the link on your screens and also in the description box because I want you to go there yourself in your own time and really look at it. Sit with it and let your eyes adjust to what real variation actually looks like. Remember, these are real photographs of women like you and I that agreed for their vulvas to be photographed so that other women can see what variation actually looks like. Now, as you can see, we are already on the gallery, but let me quickly read some of these points that are very important for you to know. It says, the models in this gallery span a wide range of ages and gender. It's listed some of them here. Some of them have undergone vaginal birth, pregnancy, taking testosterone, menopause, perimenopause, just a wide range of different women in different phases and stages and ages of their lives, which makes it even more beautiful. Yes, what they said. If you don't see an image that looks like yours, it's because labia come in too many different shapes, sizes, colors for us to represent everyone in the gallery. Did you hear that? To note, we have not been able to include images of labia that have visible medical condition. So if you have a medical condition and are interested to see labia that look like yours, you may. We've also not been able to include images of labia that have undergone female genital mutilation or cutting. So these are the only types of labia that were not included in this library and gallery. This was a project, by the way. It was carried out for a reason. Women like you and I agreed for their vulvas to be used for this project so that every other woman can see. We can understand how much variation there is when it comes to our vulva. Pay close attention to this. Can you see? These are vulvas. These are real vulvas, like I said, unedited. There's no filter. There is no editing. Real vulvas of real women, not actresses, not models, real women like you and I. Can you see variation? Can you see different volume, length, size, symmetry? It's all there. Color, skin tone, everything. It is a wide range. Please don't skip this. Go and view this in your leisure time. Take your time to watch them carefully. Look at it. Sit with it. Kudos to the beautiful women that were part of that project. The women that volunteered for their vulvas to be photographed so that other women like you and I can see and can correct the lie that we've been told about our vulvas, and we can believe in variation and diversity just the same way we believe in it for our faces. And now to the final evidence, exhibit 4. I want to show you something. I want to show you why we got it wrong in the first place when it comes to our vulvas. Because look at my face. I am sure you that is watching this video, you do not look like me. Even if we do look alike in a certain kind of way, we don't look identical, do we? These were never a cause for concern or worry for us. We somehow just knew that it was normal to have a different face, as long as we all had our ears, eyes, nose, mouth arranged in the right place. One person is not having their ears positioned where the mouth is supposed to be. Every arrangement is where it's supposed to be, but it all looks different from person to person, and we accepted that fact. Why did we not bring that same acceptance to our vulva? What went wrong? And we started to move in shame and stigma for the same thing that happened with our faces as humans. What led us to walk around with vulvas that we think needs fixing or repairing or maintenance, when in fact there was nothing actually wrong with us. This is a study by Moran and Lee, published in BJOG, the same British Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology, in 2013. And what they did was very fascinating. They wanted to know what happens to a woman's perception of normal when she's exposed to modified and edited images of genitals versus the real and untouched ones. Think about everything that you've been seeing in movies, magazines, on the internet, porn, even medical textbooks that shaped your perception of, okay, what a vulva should actually look like, right? This study is about that. You see, for many women, I still say it even till now, it took a man to go in between their legs to see for the first time what she has in between her legs. Till now, there are still so many women that don't know what they look like down there. So the images that they have in their head are images of other people's vulva that they've been seeing on the internet, online, different places, but they don't really have the full image of what their vulva looks like. So we can say for such women that their perception of, okay, this is what a normal vulva looks like, that perception was shaped by everything they've been seeing. What if everything you've been seeing are wrong? Remember what the first study said, that real, authentic images of vulva are rare, despite all we've been saying. Is it clicking? The title is What is Normal? An experiment involving exposure to modified and unmodified images. So the objective is to examine women's perception of what normal is. They wanted to observe what women perceive as normal. What is actually normal to you as a woman and desirable in female genital appearance, right? So the sample, a total of 97 women ages 18 to 30 were used for this study. So you can see that they were all young women, right? So the method, women were randomly assigned to view a series of images. One, surgically modified, and two, non-modified vulvas. So they were asked to view both vulvas. Now, main outcome measures. Women used a 4-point Likert scale, strongly agree to strongly disagree, to rate each target image for looks normal and represents society's ideal. So the result, let's just go to the result. Women who had first viewed the modified images rated the modified target vulvas as more normal. The women that viewed the modified ones rated them as more normal, right, than the non-modified vulvas. This is the result of the study I'm reading out to you, okay? For the ratings of society's ideal, all three groups rated modified target vulvas as more like society's ideal than the non-modified target vulva. Are you getting it? You know what? Let me just skip all of that and let's get straight to the result of this study. So the result, women who had first viewed the modified images rated the modified target vulvas as more normal than the non-modified vulvas. So when they viewed the one that was modified and edited, they rated it as more normal than the one that was actually normal. Why do you think so? Let's proceed. For the ratings of society's ideal, all groups rated modified target vulvas as more like society's ideal than the normal target vulvas. Now, that was the result of the study. What was the conclusion? Exposure to images of modified vulvas may change women's perception of what normal and desirable is. This may explain why some healthy women seek labiaplasty or cosmetic surgery. This was the conclusion that they drew after conducting this study in 97 women from ages 18 to 30. So this study brought its own evidence from a different angle, and I love it so much. It's just simply telling us how exposure to the fake and edited images that we've been seeing, we've been exposed to, has slowly rewired what we believe to be normal, to the point that the real natural versions of our own body started to feel wrong to us. So wrong to the point that we started to alter our body. What is normal is now seen as abnormal, while what is actually edited and fake is now the new normal. So you can see that it was a slow rewiring and reprogramming for us, and we have to trace it back. And to be able to do that, my number one solution to this is, yes, I am saying there's a wide range of what is normal. Yes. How do you know that your vulva falls into this range? How are you so sure that you are not among the 1% that something is actually wrong with, that you've not fallen off the scale or off the range? It's simple. Identify what normal is to you and to your body. If I'm telling you that there is a wide range of what is normal, so everything falls in beside this range, everybody's vulva is falling inside this range, you have to know what normal looks like for your body. How do you do that? Get acquainted with this baby. Get acquainted with your vulva. I want you to be able to recognize your vulva in a lineup. It is only when you are so familiar with your vulva that you would know when something starts to become abnormal, that you will know when something is starting to feel wrong in your vulva. Get familiar with your vulva. It is yours. Like I said, it is painful to me that for some women, a man had to first see what they had in between their legs before they did. But it's not too late. I want you to every day begin to train your mind to see what you have as your normal. Take a mirror, spread in between your legs every time. Just keep looking at it, keep staring at it, get familiar with it, appreciate the beauty that it is. And it is when you get familiar with it that you start to notice when there is an abnormality, when there is a itch, a swelling, a redness, anything. You have to know what normal is to you to be able to identify what when an abnormality surfaces. And that was what the first study already showed us, that yes, there is a range. How do you now know that your vulva is part of this range, that your vulva falls into this range? Get a tape. Beyond just looking at your vulva and getting familiar with it, get a tape. Like I said, I'm going to be dropping the link to all of the studies that I listed here. You can see that it gave actual number. I have had to measure my labias for the longest time. Yes, I measure the length of my labias. Oh, if the study is saying that for 50 women, for 100 women, for 1,000 women, the range was about, let's say, 1 to 5, and they say 1 to 5 is normal, I will take my tape and measure. If mine falls between 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 1.5, 1, I know that I am normal. Yes, is it long? Oh, yes, it is long, but it's still normal. That's the solution. I know every length, every shape, every width of every part of my vulva. I did not just wake up and know these things. I had to learn my own body. I had to study my vulva. And I got familiar with it. And that way, when there is an abnormality, I will know that this is not my normal. Something is wrong. Because for one woman, she can have 3.5, but if I know that I have 2, this is an example, and then I am saying that the length has increased, for instance, then I know that there is something wrong. Even if for another woman, that might seem as normal. So get a mirror, get a tape, and get familiar with your vulva. Understand what normal means to you. And so, ladies, we have come to the end of this evidence series. It has been an absolute delight sharing all of this with you, from part 1 to part 2, and every video that I shared on this channel that led to me presenting this evidence before you. Wonderful, wonderful journey. Now, if this evidence series has helped you see your body differently as a woman, positively, of course, please share this with another woman. And if you love content like this and you'd love to see more, please like, share, comment, anything that you know would help this channel grow and reach more women. Thank you for watching, ladies. I'll see you in the next one. And remember, your body should never be a mystery to you. Bye, ladies.